A person's height has not been in question this much since I posted the picture of me and my good buddy Mark Ellis meeting. Poor Tom Cruise. Jack Reacher is a new film directed and written by Christopher McQuarrie. It stars Tom Cruise, Rosamund Pike, Richard Jenkins, and some other very talented people as well. This film is adapted from the novel One Shot by Lee Child from the series of books based off of the Jack Reacher character. It's about an ex-military police officer, somebody who investigated crimes in the military. Sort of like A Few Good Men. Interesting. This guy can do everything. He's kind of like Liam Neeson's character in Taken. He has combat skills, gunplay skills, knife skills, run fast skills. God! And Tom Cruise plays Jack Reacher, and in this film he is investigating, along with Rosamund Pike, a lawyer, a crime that happened in which a sniper killed a lot of innocent people. The suspect that they believe is the killer asks for Jack Reacher specifically to investigate this crime. This, of course, catches Reacher's attention, and we have a film now. And I was interested in it because it looked very interesting, and I am a fan of Tom Cruise. I find that he's a very dedicated actor. But I know that a lot of the fans were upset because the character of Jack Reacher in the novels is 6'5". He's like 230, 240 pounds. He has this huge broad chest, and Tom Cruise is 5'7". I understand that fans are very worried about that, and they're afraid that their beloved source material is going to be ruined in some way, and I get that. I understand that. And I saw the trailers for this movie, and it looked like a fun, entertaining action film, and I went to the movie just hoping that it would be a good action film. It's not. It is a great mystery. This film is not your standard action film as these trailers want you to think it's Mission Impossible 5. This is a very suspenseful mystery film, and I was very engrossed by this movie from beginning to end. It does have a lot of bursts of action and a satisfying amount of action scenes where your standard audience that just wanted to see a good action movie will still be satisfied. But this is a film that many people will go into expecting it to be a certain way. It's not. This is a disturbing, violent, and very scary film that actually has a real sense of some fright and some realism to a lot of the events that are portrayed, particularly in the opening scene, which was breathtaking. I was on the edge of my seat. I was just like gripping. It was so intense, this opening scene, and it was so well directed. In fact, that's probably the most impressive aspect of this film, is the direction. It's extremely well done. There's a lot of scenes that could have been done in a very standard way that were extremely fluidly directed, and I was just so surprised at the level of talent that was on display behind the camera in this movie. And it makes sense to me now that they immediately signed Christopher McQuarrie, the director and writer of this film, for Mission Impossible 5 after seeing Jack Reacher. I'm excited for that now because this guy is talented. Now, as for the character of Jack Reacher, I did a lot of research about him. I didn't want to spoil too much of myself for the movie, but I wanted to look into the books and the novels, and I gotta say, from what I've learned and from what I've read from the books, I think Tom Cruise nails it. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a fan of him. And you guys know that I'm a fan of him. And I know that there are people who are just ready to go, you like anything with Tom Cruise. It's not true. I put in Lions for Lambs with Tom Cruise and Robert Redford. I literally turned it off like 20 minutes in. It was so bad. If I think Tom Cruise is bad in a movie, I'm gonna say it. I think he's excellent in this role for a lot of different reasons. He is stoic, he's cold, he's quiet. He's not like the Tom Cruise you've seen in previous movies where you feel like he's trying to maintain this very good guy-ish public image. This character in this movie, if he doesn't like you, he's gonna kill you. There's a scene in this movie that I will not spoil on a payphone where he says this line to this guy, and I was like, holy crap. That was awesome. I got goosebumps. It was so well delivered. Some very good performances from Robert Duvall, Richard Jenkins, Rosamund Pike in general as well. This film is a very engrossing mystery, suspense, detective crime thriller with a lot of evidence sifting, lots of talking, lots of dialogue, very well done dialogue, I felt. Yes, you feel that it's a movie and you understand that you're watching a movie and these are characters and they're very intense and stern. They're in a movie, but for what this movie is trying to be, which is an intense crime thriller, I think it succeeds marvelously. And although the film is very suspenseful with a very low, deep score that really evokes this feeling of suspense, the film has some really impressive action sequences, namely possibly my favorite car chase of the year. One of the reasons this chase I thought was so good, besides the way the film was directed, was Tom Cruise in general, because as you guys know, the man is insane. He does his own stunts and he's gonna kill himself one day. I mean, in Mission Impossible 4, that scene on the Burj Khalifa, the building, That's one of the most suspenseful, like white-knuckle, sweaty palm scenes I've ever seen, because he did his own stunts. In this film, there are scenes where the car is just spinning and spinning, and it slams into walls and cars, and then you can see that it's Tom Cruise behind the wheel, and there's no trick photography there. You can tell, wow, he really did that himself. There's a ton of stuff like that throughout this whole scene. You can't even get this sense of a stunt driver, and I was so blown away by that and impressed, because when an actor cares that much about the audience and respects the audience that much to show the hero himself, or whoever this character is, doing the stuff that his character is doing, I'm going to respect him right back. As an actor, he's at the top of his game here, and he's so good in this film with the physical scenes, the fight scenes. Everything was very well done. The film looks terrific. It's acted very well. It's an engrossing mystery with a creepy villain. This guy's apparently going to be John McClane's son in Die Hard 5. Interested in seeing how that goes. The film also has a very good sense of humor that I was surprised by, and that's something that I wasn't expecting, and I was glad to see it there. I do have a big issue with the film, and it's kind of a big problem, and it's what bumped the movie down a grade for me. It has an ending, which I will not spoil, of course, but if you guys saw Prometheus, I know a lot of people had a problem with that movie, that it ended in a way that seemed like it needed a sequel to explain a lot of the things that happened in that movie, and a lot of people didn't like that. I understand that, and this movie has a similar problem, because the way the film ended was very satisfying to me, but I felt like some of the plot points weren't entirely finished yet, and I would have liked to have seen more resolution with certain things and a few more explanations. I feel like perhaps I may have missed something due to the fact that this film is so carefully crafted. I can tell it's written and directed by the same guy, and he had a lot of love for this film, and so perhaps I missed something, but I feel like there are definitely sequels that can be spawned from this movie, particularly because of how many books there are in the series. Overall, I was extremely impressed with the film's look, feel, tone, and acting, and some of the great stunt work in that car chase scene and in the fight scenes in general. I really enjoyed Jack Reacher. I am very happy to say that it's a lot of fun. Go into this movie and just have fun. It's an entertaining film. It is, however, a little disturbing at times. Nevertheless, I really enjoyed Jack Reacher, and I'm going to give it an A-. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and as always, if you like this review, then you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.